Is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Good morning, Wilmington. Good morning, Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington. Wake up, y'all. Come on. Have a great
Good morning, Wilmington. What's going on? It's your main man, Big Ive, the talk of the town, Mr. DETV, and I'm here with my amazing co-host,
Mark Duncan of the Fun Coach. Pleased to be here with you.
Please, I'm glad to be here. Look, it's Do More 24, right? And we're making sure that everyone across the nation, across Delaware, get to know what's going on. Tell them who we got today, man. Who's on right now waiting?
Well, right now we have Charlie Vincent, the CEO of Spur Impact, he's the guy behind the scenes.
Nice.
When you are on the Do More 24 website and you see all of those numbers and all the data, this is the guy that is making sure that all the stuff is up to date. He's also the guy who makes sure that this actually happens every year. Charlie Vincent, CEO of Spur Impact.
All right, Charlie, look, we got $1 million. We just hit $1 million, right?
We hit the $1 million mark. That's great. We were a little ahead of when we did it last year. So it's exciting, and we still have another, 8 hours to go. So it's the sky's the limit on to where we can take it from here.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome. Charlie, how many nonprofits do we have participating in Do More 24?
Yeah, so this year we have 585 different nonprofits, and then another 200 or more individuals who have created personal fundraising pages to support those nonprofits. So if you go to the search engine on the domore24delaware.org website, you can search by name, you could search by, what sector they're in, like, affordable housing or food insecurity or the arts or animals, and then you can filter by county they're in, city, and you can mix and match and just play around with it. You're guaranteed to find a nonprofit that you probably never heard of and probably can get behind. So I encourage you to hop on and see what you can find and support.
Awesome. Charlie, real quick, because I know you over there going crazy trying to make everything happen. Can you just tell our viewers why you did this?
Yeah, well, in Delaware, historically, individual giving has lagged other states. And so the idea behind a statewide Giving Day event that's unified the whole sector and as many nonprofits as we can participating is really to put the strong emphasis on the importance of individual giving and the impact that can have on even the smallest nonprofit or the largest one. It's really about finding new donors, finding the next generation of donors, getting them into the nonprofit ecosystem and into the leadership pipeline, and seeing how much further and more impactful the sector can get with the collective willpower of the state and all of its people who live and work here.
And Charlie, just before you go, one last question. When about a couple of years ago, Delaware was ranking about 47th in the nation in individual giving. Where are we now?
So that's right. For many years, we've been in the bottom 5 as a state when it comes to individual giving. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But in the last 2 years, we have jumped, and Delaware's held its own consistently in around 22 or 25, sort of in that mid-range, which is a significant increase year over year. And then when you average and factor in the fact that, like, from a volunteer perspective, the state's always been in the top 10 when it comes to volunteering. It's just lagging on the individual charity and individual philanthropic giving side. But Delaware now has a combination of those two components, the volunteering and the individual giving. I think we're in the top 10 now when you combine those two rankings. But individual giving, we still have a ways to go, and a day like today and the Do More 24 initiative and all the fundraising and all the great work that these nonprofits are doing to raise as much as they can is an important part of that.
Yeah, awesome.
And I know you guys have been great in supporting it, and DETV has a page as well, and always happy to be able to come on and join and support you guys wherever I can.
We appreciate it, man. Yo, Charlie, thank you for what you're doing for the state of Delaware. We really appreciate it, good brother. Another capeless superhero.
Yes,
Charlie
indeed.
Vincent.
Absolutely.
Spur Impact. Make sure you stay aware and stay up to speed what Spur Impact is doing. It's a lot of great stuff's happening, and I know they got the Mill Summit coming up, right?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Mill Summit's coming up August 6th, so stay tuned. And during the live stream today, we're going to drop a big keynote announcement, so make sure you tune in at 3 p.m. we're going to interview and have a little teaser about the Mill Summit and our one of the keynotes, if not the kind of the key keynote.
Awesome.
So we're looking forward to that.
Oh, that's me. I can't wait. Spur impact, baby. All right, do more 24. Charlie, get back to work. I know you got some numbers over there. You got crunch, baby. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Phil. Yep, thank you.
You got it, Mark. It's amazing. Look, you've been in the fundraising arena for many years now, right?
Yes.
And why is this a big deal for Delaware?
Well, it's a big deal for Delaware, partly because of the question that I asked toward the end, and that is, it's important that individuals really, really weigh in when it comes to giving.
Right.
Every single year, without fail, when you look at the data, somewhere around 70 to 75% of all giving comes from individuals.
Oh, wow.
Not foundations, not corporations, but actual people. And so when you looked at Delaware's numbers years ago when we were ranking 47th,
right,
and now we're ranking 25th, we're making progress. Right? People drive philanthropy at the end of the day.
Right.
And so a day like this is really, really important to remind the community that there are all these nonprofit organizations out here serving the people of Delaware, and it is important that everybody weighs in with their wallet and make a gift to support an organization that is important to you. So that's why we have a day like today.
And look, I think and what we're doing today is we're bringing nonprofits on. So if you have the Zoom link, hit the Zoom link. It will bring you on. But we have a nonprofit in the building. Come on down. All right, we have a nonprofit in the building.
And while this nonprofit is making their way to
come on.
Camera,
come on, you might as well just come on.
This and I'll just briefly introduce Tamara, who is from the CEB. Yes. I have a strong affinity for the community education building. I would not be in Delaware if it weren't for it, because they brought me on many years ago to be head of their development department, and so we're just glad that you are here. I'm a champion of CEB. Before she even says anything, go find the CEB link. They have a $15,000 goal that they're trying to hit today. They do fantastic work. Tamara's going to tell you all about it, but go make a gift today.
I know that's right.
I love it.
CEB.
Thank you very much.
And first of all, thanks for bringing it. like, wow, I didn't even know that, boy. Man,
yeah.
That's what's up.
You know, Delaware, everybody's connected.
Everyone's
1
connected.
degree of separation, yes.
So you're doing some great things over at CEB. You're the director of operations.
I am the chief
operating
officer.
Excuse me.
Okay, flowers, honey.
All right, look,
yes,
bye.
give me my flowers.
Here, you come sit right here.
Okay,
all right?
yes, that's where I'm used to sitting.
Okay? Right at the top of the table. Well, congratulations. Since you've been there about 3 years now, you've been doing some amazing things, right? Tell people, what's so special to you about the CEB?
Well, yes, there's a lot. The community education building is a magical place. It is the only community education ecosystem in the country that not only provides full wraparound supports for their students, we also provide full wraparound supports for families. And so, yes.
Excuse me, that means we're not here just for the students.
That's
right. We're going to take care of the families too.
That's correct.
No barriers.
Yes.
Okay.
The goal, so there are 4 schools in the building, the CEB building. The community education team, as well as the other tenants in the building, all provide some sort of service for our students and their families. The goal of the community education building is to make sure that our students are successful after high school.
Right.
And so not only, that they find a job or that they graduate, that these students are healthy, whole individuals that are contributing to society and that also feel some sort of link to where they come from, so that they are now then turning it around and they're also connected to giving back and supporting the next generation that's coming back after them. Yeah. So what we know historically is that we have a lot of families and communities in the city of Wilmington who are struggling.
Right.
They are living at or under poverty.
Right.
About 40% of the communities we serve are living under poverty. So prior to the idea of a community education building, supporting these kids and making sure that they have what they need to be able to concentrate on academics, it really fell on teachers.
Right.
Teachers were bringing extra, school supplies and coats and making sandwiches for kids that were coming in hungry. I mean, we have stories of teachers that took, us and our friends under their wings just to make sure they had basic essentials.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. It is difficult enough to learn fractions and algebra, and I don't know what that new math is about. But
That ain't math.
yes, right? It ain't math. But just imagine if you are an adolescent who is dealing with some sort of trauma, and you are dealing with all of these life issues. Maybe it's
Right.
food insecurity, maybe it's housing insecurity, maybe it's anxiety because you've been through a couple of things and did not feel comfortable sharing it with anybody. So an adult who has access to therapy would have probably sought therapy for support. But we have young people who are struggling with all of those areas, and we are expecting them to come to school
Yeah.
and be in a place where they can receive the academic training, not only to be able to perform daily, but let's be honest, I mean, we're teaching these kids to be able to pass these tests. And so we've got to get to a place where we're making sure and that we are clear about whose responsibility it is
Right.
to make sure these gaps are filled in
Right.
so that these kids and their families are in a place where they can concentrate on academic success. You cannot create a safe environment in the community education building for the kids and then send them back to a situation that is stressful or traumatic. And that's where the piece for the families come in.
I love it. I love it. I remember, but maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years before you came, that I found out that the CB had a food pantry.
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
And that is one of the education facilities that really care.
Yeah.
So again, congratulations and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank
so
you.
Look, that's your camera.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell them what you want, girl. Tell them what you want.
So in addition to all of the resources and services that we provide on a daily basis, getting back to the actual goal of what we do at the community education is success after high school. So for today, our $15,000 goal for Do More 24 is supporting the wraparound services for our kids as they are approaching graduation and what they need afterwards. What we are providing is not only continued support in terms of trainings and classes so that our students after graduation are getting the soft skills needed to step into the workforce or to move on to higher education. What we know is that students are graduating from high school and going on to this next stage, and they still need support. This is the first opportunity that they're going into a professional environment for a lot of them. So making sure that they have clothing to fit the part, making sure that we're supporting them with the food insecurity. So providing grocery store gift cards to make sure these young people are prepared for breakfast and lunch at these new job opportunities and opportunities for higher education. And then in addition, it's transportation. I mean, if a student has a great opportunity across town in Newark or what have you, and the barrier is transportation and they can't get there, we failed them. Yeah. So we've been making sure that we're providing the opportunities to travel to either your classes or the career pathway that you've chosen. So the package, if you will, is a part of the additional 18 months that we stay connected to our students, making sure we're continuing with those seminars to help them with soft skills and adulting. The transportation piece is huge, as well as the support to make sure that they have all of the clothing essentials, all of the tools, literally tools. Some of them are going into apprenticeships, for example, and that requires literal construction tools, et cetera.
Yeah.
And all of that costs money.
Yeah.
And if there's barriers to all of that, then our kids can't take advantage of how we're setting them up.
Right.
So this money would directly go to that specifically. But there are a plethora of other needs at the community education building. So I do encourage everyone to please go to our website and check out all of the programming and resources in the building. We always need volunteers. Ivan, I would love for you to come out and read to our kindergartners.
I would love to.
Yes, they love it. Yes, we'd love to get you on board to do that.
Can they come here?
Oh, yes, of course.
And we
this
have a
would
nice
be great.
little round table, had the little animation in the background.
I
Blow
love
their
it.
mind.
Yeah. You see how that happens? Come on, boss.
That's all what it's about, man. Look,
Okay.
we're from South Bridge, man. South Bridge / on the way East Side, man. And we don't gotta give back. We gotta help out. Right. You know what I mean? That's our job.
It is our responsibility,
Yeah.
Ivan, and we cannot expect that things change if we don't be a part of the change that we want to see. And let's be clear that nonprofits are doing a lot of the work to make sure all of this stuff happens. Government is not and can't be responsible for everything.
That's right.
So supporting nonprofits is essential to the growth of not only the city of Wilmington, the state of Delaware, and this region.
Yeah. And when you think about nonprofits, right, and I want people to start realizing that you don't have to give $100 if you don't have it.
That's correct.
You can give $1, $2, but collectively, that can make an impact. And that's what nonprofits are here to do, make an impact.
Yeah.
So together, and as a unit for Delaware in the world, we can make an impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing what you do. We really appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Always happy to be on the plaza.
I like how she said it. I like how she said it. All right. Well, look, for more information, where can people find you?
So our website is cebde.org.
Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. And let's just stay in the realm of education and togetherness and community. And we have MSK, My Sister's Keeper, Miss Charlotte. Miss Charlotte, you out there?
I am.
There you go. There you
Good
go.
morning.
Oh, we got to cancel this broadcast. She has a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey on.
Hey, listen. It's Jersey Day today.
So if you don't know Miss Charlotte Miller Casey is a beautiful soul, and it popped up on my feed. What was it, 7 years ago?
Yes.
That day that she was in the basement with me. Oh my gosh.
Explain that, Ivan.
We say.
Explain that.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Lots of us have been in the basement with you in the same context, just to provide clarity for those of you who are watching.
And in the basement was the beginning of DETV, right by the water heaters and the water bugs, where I started bringing in people that were doing amazing things in the community. And I'm talking about the inception of every idea. People were in the basement, and we look up later, and it means so much to me that 7 years later we look up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she did what she said she was going to do, and Miss Charlotte, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
So I am Charlotte Miller Lacy. I'm the founder and national executive director for I Am My Sister's Keeper and the MSK Community Center, which is located in the 6th District of Wilmington, Delaware.
I love it. Did she say national? Mm-hmm. She said national.
Yes, she did.
All right. And you're a part of Do More 24, correct?
Yes, sir. We are a part of Do More 24. We are excited about that today because, as a nonprofit, again, we need funding. We need people to come out. We need volunteers. And this day is a real exciting day for nonprofits all around the state of Delaware. One, I Am My Sister's Keeper.
Right.
We're real excited to be on here, that you gave us this platform today also, Ivan. It's just a phenomenal day for fundraising. So if you want to do something, we always say, plant a seed. And again, what you just said, it doesn't take a lot of money. It takes $1 from here, $5 from this one, but it all comes together to make much.
Yeah, that's right. And you're absolutely right. What's your goal?
Yeah.
So our goal is $25,000.
Okay.
$25,000 would allow us. So a couple of things we've done. Of course, we've opened up this building, and we've just made it a beautiful place for the youth in Hedgeville and Browntown. Not only the youth, because the MSK Community Center is for toddlers through our precious seniors.
Wow, didn't know that.
So we have something for everyone at the MSK Community Center. This center will become and is a beacon because we want people to come in and feel that they've been heard, they've been seen, and they leave here with a resource. A couple of things have happened within this last month or two. We've opened up the Nemours Hygiene Hub.
Wow.
And that hub is for male and female. So what we've done, we supplied all types of items from body wash, from disposable washcloths, to feminine hygiene, because, it's needed. Our families are struggling. And I Am My Sister's Keeper, we have girls that are in the program, and one family has 4 girls and mom. So just start thinking about that, as they're getting older on a monthly basis and whatnot, what that's going to cost.
Right.
With those families. And our young boys are coming in and they're playing basketball and they're running and whatnot. And the gym is like, whoop.
It's like, what? The gym.
Like, what's going on?
Look, I get it. I have a 10-year-old, and she hopped in the car after practice yesterday. I was like, hey.
Hey. So, but it's teachable moments at that point.
Right.
So coach is able to grab those young guys, Coach Lacy, and say, hey, guys, come on, let's have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
And then what they can do from there, Ivan, they can go to the hygiene hub and get a month's worth of supplies.
Yeah, and don't have to feel bad about it, right?
And don't have to feel bad about it.
I love it.
At all. Don't have to feel bad about it. The other thing that we've opened is the Potter Anderson Literacy Lounge.
Oh.
So we're talking about the disparities and the reading levels and whatnot of our kids. These kids are coming in and out of here every day. What better way to challenge them, to help them with the love of books again, by opening up that literacy lounge? So what we've done this week, when the kids come in at 4, they have to go straight to the literacy lounge.
Okay.
And they have to spend 45 minutes there, either reading a book or getting on a game or something on the computer around literacy, or having someone like you, Ivan, come in and read to them.
I'm all for it.
I'm
all for it.
That's 2 reading gigs, man.
That's 2
There
reading
you
gigs.
go.
I love it.
Can the kids come here?
They certainly can. We can do that too, Ivan.
No, you know what?
But we can.
I love what you're doing. And real quick, we opened up a new part of this, right? And it's called Ask the Fun Coach. Do you have any questions regarding fundraising?
Most definitely. So and we still call ourselves a small nonprofit. Challenging, when we even looking at Do More 24, someone sent me a post where one group has already raised $1 million and we're still under 500. And we're like, how did they do that? Like, what happened? And you're in the community and you're doing the work. What do we need to do?
So, a little bit of inside baseball, okay? This stuff does not happen in terms of falling out of the sky, right? There's a lot of things that are lined up, a lot of these nonprofit organizations where you're seeing success and it feels like it's happening like overnight. They are teeing this up. They are teeing up their constituents. They're making phone calls. They're reaching out to their board members. The board members are reaching out to their friends, and they're asking them to make a commitment, and sometimes of a particular amount, and they ask them to do it on that day. So picture this. Imagine if this were election day, right? Yep. Instead of get out the vote, it's get out the give, right? So people are picking up the phone, and they've already planted the seeds with their constituents. Now they're calling them to bring it home. And so that's why you're seeing, I believe, what you're seeing in terms of success with a lot of these organizations. That is what I advise everybody to do. If you've set a goal,
pregame.
Got to pregame, absolutely. And I'm talking about months in advance. And I'm talking about teeing this up so that when the day comes, just like when you want to win an election and you pregame an election, we're seeing that right now. Yeah. You need to pregame a fundraising day like this and get out and build relationships with your constituents, ask them for that gift, and then make sure they make that gift that day. And you could see it, right? You could see it on your page, who's given and who hasn't. So now you know what calls you need to make sure that those come home.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
that's great advice, because now we know, Miss Charlotte, for next year, right? What we got to do.
Yes.
We're talking about 2 months, 3 months before, like, hey, can we get your commitment?
Yep.
So Miss Charlotte, we got to get out to the next person real quick. You got 30 seconds. Tell the people what you need, tell them what you want, and tell them who you are.
So we are I Am My Sister's Keeper and the MSK Community Center, and we need your funding. You can send it to www.iammsk.org. That's our website, www.iammsk.org.
And make sure today, if you want to make a gift today, go to domore24delaware.org, go into the menu, go to the search area, search for I Am My Sister's Keeper, and make a gift today.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
you.
Miss Charlotte. Appreciate
All right.
you.
Take care.
That was some good advice, Mark.
Oh, yeah,
That
absolutely.
That was good.
Yeah, I did a video some time back about Spelman College, right? So
Right.
Spelman College got that $100 million
Yeah.
gift. And so oftentimes a lot of organizations will look at a Spelman College and say, oh, wow, like the gift just fell out of the sky.
No, they prep for that.
When you look under the hood,
Right.
okay, at that gift, that donor, first of all, has been on the board for 27 years. They have she and her husband have made other significant gifts to Spelman. One gift, I believe, of $30 million, another of $2 million. So this was not a new
it's
thing
not a
to
new
them.
thing.
It was new to the general
Right.
community when it hit the news,
Right.
and it makes it seem like magic. No,
Right.
they did put the work in, and that's what nonprofit organizations have to do. You too can get a transformational gift brought into your organization if you do the work. That's right.
Pre-game, baby.
That's right.
Pre-game. Now, if you're just tuning in, this is the Good Morning Show, the very special Do More 24 side of things, where we are letting nonprofits, local nonprofits, Delaware nonprofits, come into the platform, talk a little bit about their platform and why they do it, and also they get a chance to ask the fund coach questions about fundraising. All right. And all you have to do is hit that Zoom link and we'll make sure that we'll bring you in. Right now we have Phyllis Chambers Mobley on. Miss Phyllis, how are you?
Fine. Good morning.
She's coming. She's on her way.
Huh?
Hey,
I see you.
can you see me?
Yes.
All right. I can't see you. Where's your camera? Hit your camera button.
Okay. Let me see. Oh.
How you doing? There you go, Miss Phyllis. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Awesome.
I was so focused on just getting on, and I just found out this morning, so I'm just so excited that I was able to get on. So
Well, thank you for
thank you
coming.
for having me, and
It's our pleasure. What's the name of your nonprofit?
my nonprofit is Pearls of Hope Foundation Incorporated.
Okay.
We were founded in 2003 by Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Zeta Omega chapter. We were established by them.
Okay.
And we do fundraising in the community. Not fundraising. We do projects and community service in the community.
Now, when she said pearls, there was only one organization I was thinking about, and those AKAs.
Oh, yes.
Now you have a 5K coming up, also, right?
Yes, that's our signature event. Our signature event is the first weekend in October, and we've had that for about 20 years.
Okay.
And it's a Memorial 5K, and we kind of acknowledge our members who have passed on. But it's a time for us to do fundraising as well as fellowship.
Right.
And we use those funds raised to do community service and to get back to the community.
Awesome. What are your asking your goal this year for Do More 24? How much are you asking for?
Well, we're asking for 4,000 right now. This is our first year, and we've been pleasantly surprised. It's just really has been more than we had expected. We didn't join and get involved until late, probably about January. And I heard you talk about how you should start early, and I really want to do that next year. And those were some great advice that you gave about, how to get donors. But our donation goal is $4,000, and we're almost there. So we're excited. So we're asking people to just continue to donate and continue to support us so that we can expand and do more in the community.
Amazing. What question do you have for Mark? Any question about fundraising?
My question was actually what she was saying. We were just wondering how to expand. Because we started late, we just reached out to basically our members and maybe a few friends and family. But I think the goal is everyone's really looking toward the same group of people to ask for donations. And how do you suggest that we increase and widen our ability to reach out to other people and expand on that so we can get different donors, so we don't have to go back to the same individuals.
Yeah. So one thing we have to recognize when it comes to fundraising is that there is no geographic lock on who can give, right? If you look at the Do More 24 map, we've had gifts from all over the country and in some cases all over the world to organizations here in Delaware. So don't hesitate to go outside of the state of Delaware. If you have family members that live outside of the state, reach out to them. The technology makes it easy. So all they have to do is log on and make that gift. So, and it's also important and this goes to all organizations, it's important to build a culture of philanthropy that exists year round, right? We have today, right, Do More 24 from 6 o'clock last night to 6 o'clock tonight. And we're highlighting all of these nonprofit organizations in this 24-hour period, but we all know that these organizations are constantly working year-round to make an impact on the people that they serve. Right. And so giving has to happen year-round. And so you have to build that culture of philanthropy year-round. Don't be afraid to solicit your constituents via email, right? 3, 4, 5 times a year. Tell a story about your organization. Tell a story about someone who's been impacted by the work that you're doing, and then get that out there, and then people will support you. So you have to lay the groundwork. It can be done. Not everybody.
It just takes work.
It just takes work, and it doesn't have to be limited to just people in Delaware. So I hear what you're saying. We hear the same names in terms of folks who support these organizations or foundations who support these organizations, but it's okay to look outside of Delaware. Right. There are people who live in other states that believe in what you do too. So just keep that in mind.
Right. And I want to thank you all for what you do. Someone texted me today and told me about this program. I had not heard about it, but I'm glad I found you. This has been great information. You saw me write it down, and we're actually going to implement that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
You're more than welcome. And shout out to Lauren Wilson, my homegirl over there here at the News and William Penn. Shout out to Lauren. Can you just tell her, you got 30 seconds, tell the people about your organization, tell them where to go to donate, and make sure you tell them about the 5K.
Okay. And again, we're Pearls of Hope Foundation Incorporated. Our mission is to advance education among diverse communities. And we do that by supporting families through education, cultural events, health, and education. We have a signature program. It's 5K, and it is in October, and we encourage everyone to come out. We usually have information about health and some educational information there too, but it's a great time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming, Ms. Phyllis. Really appreciate you. Make sure you check Ms. Phyllis out, man, in this organization. It's definitely an amazing organization and what they do in the community. Thanks again, Ms. Phyllis. All right, man. And I gotta plug us. DETV is a 501c3, right? And that's the great thing. We just, it's all for the community, but sometimes we forget about ourselves.
Yeah, and I want to. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I want people to understand. Those of you who are watching this right now, those of you who are regular viewers of Good Morning Wilmington, you're viewers of other programs that happen here on DETV. There's a lot of stuff coming up too that you're not even aware of yet that is going to be impactful for this community. And sometimes my friend here forgets to mention that the DETV Foundation is a nonprofit organization. So go to domore24delaware.org, go to the search area, search for the DETV Foundation, and make a gift. This stuff that you see every day doesn't just fall out of the sky.
Not at all.
I'm fortunate enough sometimes to be here with you when you're putting stuff together. I understand what it takes from a resource standpoint to make this happen. And so if you want to continue to see these programs come to you here in Delaware, make that gift today.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, Mark, for that. And up next is my sister from another mister, the Oprah of opera. Opera, number one hype girl. Look, and she can do a video anywhere. Yes. Oh, the lady with the voice of an art angel, Keren. What's up, mama?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That introduction.
Oh, wait a minute,
Make that
wait a
my
minute.
ringtone.
And I forgot, and you're gonna have to flick your hair on this one. And the host of DETV's amazing #1 art show, art content, Keren.
That's right. That's right.
Ooh, the confetti.
See
Even
that confetti?
on cue. Now I know there was
Good
no
morning.
production in it. I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
What's up, Keren? How are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited. I got to co-host a bit of the live stream last night with Chris Bruce,
Right.
And hear about a lot of these amazing nonprofits across the state.
Yeah.
Nonprofits that work with foster organizations, that work with recidivism, that work. I mean, it's amazing what people are doing and giving back in Delaware.
Yeah.
And I'm just honored to be a part of it and to represent the arts as part of Do More 24.
Now, Keren, you've been around the world singing opera, right? Why'd you choose
right.
Delaware? And then I also want you to get into your vision as the ED over there, like what you have for opera and the arts in Delaware.
Yeah. So I had a really amazing experience with opera because I met someone when I was a teenager who saw potential in me to be an opera singer. I didn't know that it was something for me. I didn't think that it was something that people even did in the modern world. But she introduced me to it, and she showed me that it was a place that I belonged, that my voice belonged, and it opened up the world for me. I got to live in Italy and in Ireland. I got to perform at the Kennedy Center and at the Metropolitan Opera, all because someone saw me. So that's what I feel my job is here in Delaware. My job is to see you. I want to see you in the audience at these performances. I want you to see yourself and see how worthy you are and how deserving you are of incredible art, and that you don't need to go to Philly or DC or New York, that we're right here in your backyard, and we got to celebrate the arts and culture that we have here. Because if we celebrate it, if we invest in it, we become stronger as a community.
Yeah.
And I'm really, I think you know how passionate I am about, in particular, Black and brown people who historically have not seen themselves in classical opera spaces. And we work really diligently to change that mindset. And so we have this event coming up, March 28th, a Divine Night in Delaware. It's opera, it's ballet. First Day Ballet Theater is performing. It's for the Divine Nine, but it's open to everyone. We also have hip hop. We have a little hip opera. We have some spoken word, a red carpet runway photo shoot. It's going to be absolutely the kind of night that Delaware deserves. And based on the fundraising that's happened today, I know that there are people in this state who are hungry for experiences like this. And I cannot wait to see y'all on March 28th.
I'll be there. I'm going to be there.
I know you will.
Okay.
I know you will.
I'm hyped for this. This is the event with the Divine Nine, right?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. With the Divine Nine.
I'm gonna be there with my J's on, with a tuxedo, because I don't know.
You know what's the rule, Ivan? You know the rule at the opera is you don't wear the most expensive thing you have. You don't wear the fanciest thing you have. You wear your favorite thing.
Yep.
You dress to be seen when you come to the opera.
Yeah.
Because we got that red carpet runway, professional paparazzi.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you that this event has been such a labor of love, but the only way we're able to do it is because we have supporters out there. We have people who support during this fundraiser, during Do More 24, because we can't create innovative and exciting programming like this without financial support.
Right.
We cannot do it.
Yeah.
We don't have the manpower.
Right.
Right. And so as much as I got all this energy for you, Ivan, all day, I got this energy for Delaware to be the hype girl of opera. But I'm telling you, hype girls need naps too, and we need funding. So please, please, please visit do more24delaware.org and support Opera Delaware so that we can keep giving you innovative, exciting programming. And so you can forget these trips that you take to Philly, New York, and DC. Celebrate what you got right here in Delaware, because we got everything you need. Right.
I love it. And I want to talk, you said opera girls need rest and funding too. Let's talk about the mental, because one thing that we made sure that we did when we created our show, Culture Scope, was to make sure that we talk about the mental health of artists, right? And can you talk a little bit about that and why it's so important?
Yes, it's so important because, I think that a lot of people use art as an escape. People will go and experience art and they just see the final product. And that might be something that's beautiful and cathartic for you to watch. an opera or musical or a ballet performance. And what we don't realize is the amount of work that these artists put into it. You know, being an artist is the only thing that's associated with suffering and starving and struggling. We call artists starving artists. It's the reason that a lot of parents are hesitant for their children to even get involved in the arts, because they think there's no money and there's no future in it. So that suffering mentality, we take that on as artists, and it's so important that you as an audience see the artists as full people. Because if you see them as people, you're going to love them and you're going to love their art more deeply.
Yeah.
And if you see them as people, they can perform more authentically. They can give you more of their truth and put more beauty into this world.
Yeah.
And so our show, Culture Scope, is all about peeling back the layers. Artists are not just what they produce. Artists are whole people. We want to celebrate them on our new show, Culture Scope, on DETV.
I love it. And before you go, because I know you got to run, this is my favorite part of the show, the segment where you, as the ED, can ask this guy right here any question about fundraising.
Oh my God! Hi, it's such a pleasure.
Well, now,
so I just got to.
full disclosure, you and I met.
Last night.
We met for the very first time last night, right?
Yes, we did.
I have seen you on TikTok. I have seen you on Instagram, and so I fanned out a little bit. I mean, I know I didn't show it last night because I got to maintain my cool.
Your composure.
Yes, but
we played it cool. But
We
I
did.
knew about you too. I just tried to play it cool last night.
okay, all right. Well, now's the time to ask any question you have.
Yes, absolutely, and thank you so much. So, one of the things that I've really enjoyed developing is this kind of grassroots, like in-person campaign of how I've been connecting with people. And that's been really effective to get people to come to the opera. It's been really effective to get people to see themselves in a new way and to see opera in a new way. What I am struggling with, and what I'm going to need your help on, beyond this call, what I'm going to need your help with is turning that into, without creating a subscription service, turning that into consistent donorship, because this event is fantastic, Do More 24, but we need this consistent support, steady, and it doesn't need to be an insane amount of money, but we need small, consistent donations from a massive number of people. How do you suggest I start that process?
So you will need to build some sort of infrastructure that will encourage people to give on a regular basis. I hear you when you say you don't want to do a subscription model, which is a very common model in the arts space. But
Right.
you can do a recurring gift model. So depending on, so we'd have to take a little look under your hood, see what you have in terms of the platforms that you're accepting gifts in terms of outside of today. And then making sure that you're encouraging people and making them aware of this opportunity. I mean, fundraising is all about presenting people with the opportunity to give. And I'm going to say something else about you personally. What you bring to the table, Keren, is a contagious personality that people already, I know this, want to give to you. You just need to ask. So when you are doing your TikToks and your reels on Instagram, don't hesitate to add, hey, you want to support Opera Delaware? Go to our link or go to wherever that may be, and remind them that there's an opportunity for them to support. And if you want to talk further, you know how to reach me. We can certainly talk about how we can grow your fundraising in a way that's significant.
Love it.
Did we freeze?
Is either she's smiling like that, or she just frozen?
Sometimes I have that effect.
Did you be freezing, brother? You're like it's like what's the name of the show with not Ice. I was gonna call it something else. Oh God. Well, anyway, what we're getting a lot of right now is a bunch of how-tos of getting a not just a subscription, but the longevity, how to start from. People need to start way ahead of time. Before like saying right now, like where a lot of nonprofits are going wrong. They're saying, Do More 24 is on Thursday. Let's start on Thursday.
Right.
Where other nonprofits are starting like 6 months, 8 months, a year ahead of time.
And many have already built that culture of philanthropy so that giving is encouraged all year round. Okay.
So what steps would you take, Mark? And Keren, I'm sorry if we lost you, but thank you so much. That's Opera Delaware. Make sure you go and to Do More 24.
Delaware.org. Look for Opera Delaware. Make a gift today.
Yeah, make a gift today. So what steps would you give, Mark, for people that need to start, just say a year, from tomorrow to next Do More 24? Can you give at least 3 steps on what they should do?
So, yeah, I can. So there are really, 3 things that you should be focusing on. One, and most importantly, is telling a compelling story about your mission, okay? And when you're telling that story, make sure you're telling that story from 2 different perspectives. I call them the 2 languages of donors, head and heart, right? So most of us are motivated to make decisions, usually from either an intellectual space or an emotional space. So you need to also learn the language of your donors, but make sure you're speaking both languages when you are communicating to them in mass. So tell a compelling story. Make sure that when you tell that compelling story that you are speaking from both of those languages. The second is to be absolutely consistent. So when you are telling that story and also presenting people with an opportunity to give to your mission, you have to be consistent. You can't just do it on Do More 24. You can't just do it on December 1st because your fiscal year is ending December 31st. This has to be a consistent effort year round, okay? And third, I will emphasize the importance of involving your board. Your board members are your ambassadors. And so your board members should be out in the community talking about your organization. They should be identifying people, especially those who have capacity, so that you can build relationships with them that lead to a significant ask. If you do these things on a consistent basis, you will be able to build a culture of philanthropy that will increase your donor base. And then as you increase your donor base, you're going to identify people who have the capacity to do more, right? And build relationships with them and actually ask them to make those significant gifts. If you want to know why you see certain nonprofits able to raise $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million annually, this is what they're doing, right? Again, that money's not falling out of the sky. Actually have to put in the work.
Got to put in the work, and that's good advice right there. It's crazy because me being an executive director of a nonprofit, right? What I've seen over the years is a lot of people and a lot of nonprofits don't know how, right? They're the chef, the cook, the bottle washer, and the last thing that they're even thinking about is marketing.
Right.
But the first thing that they're thinking about is funding.
Right.
But the last thing one of the last things they're thinking about is how to,
right? Because
they lack that skill, right? And that is a skill to fundraise, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is. But that marketing piece, that being able to tell that story, is absolutely critical. And let me speak to what you just said. I think at the top of this, I talked about how long I've been in this space. I've been in the nonprofit space for 37 years. In those 37 years, I did serve as an executive director of a small nonprofit, so I know what it's like to sort of be alone at that top position, be the one responsible for fundraising and also for everything else.
Wow.
Right? And so it is a challenge. And so there's time management that you want to make sure that you are employing good time management systems that make sure that you as the executive director are doing only the things that only you can do.
Right.
I'm going to repeat that.
Right.
You as an executive director should be doing only the things that only you can do. So here's what I mean by that. So if you are an executive director and you have you have a staff person who is calls out or is unable to do a particular duty that day.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, you already have plans to maybe get out and meet with people and talk to them about giving, but now you've got to stop.
Right.
And now you've got to hop in and sort of take over where that staff person left off. Well, that staff person, that job can't stop, right? That has to, in order for the train to keep moving, you have to hop in there and fill that. But when you step in there, what you do stops.
Right.
Which
right.
and nobody else can do it.
Right.
And
right.
so the objective here is to make sure that there are backups in place.
Yeah.
So that if somebody is out, that person knows that they can call either somebody else to step in. And so the train keeps moving here, and you as the executive director can keep doing what you're doing, because only you can do that is get out and build those relationships that lead to significant gifts for the organization.
Significant.
Yes.
And I keep hearing you say gifts, right? Yes. Not donate, or you're saying gifts. What is it about the word gift?
Well, I mean, it's just a word I prefer to use. Just like when we talk about major gifts, I use the term relationship fundraising.
Okay.
Because major gifts is about the outcome, relationship fundraising is about the relationship. And the relationship has to be a trusting relationship between the leader of the organization and the donor who has capacity, right? And you as the leader of the organization, you are the conduit. You are the person who is telling the story, making a compelling case, and ultimately asking them to give. Today, Do More 24 is about small gifts. Right? I encourage every nonprofit organization that is participating in Do More 24 that when this is over, I want to make sure you look at all of the people that have given and discover who among those folks are new. Okay? Because that is where you have an opportunity to expand your donor base. Don't let the next time they hear from you be next year's Do More 24.
And that's the word. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, that's where we messed up before. I don't have a problem telling people our shortcomings, right? Because you can learn from it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like one thing that's very important, and correct me if I'm wrong, is like you said, the infrastructure and building that database. What you have to do is get an email list.
Absolutely.
Right? And was it head and heart?
Head and heart.
And head and heart.
And not just email, right? First, so name, address, phone number, email. Name, address, phone number, email. Don't just get names and email.
I hope y'all writing this down.
Right? Because you need all of that information that will allow you to do some other things.
Yeah.
Like wealth screening, actually mailing things to people's homes. That stuff still works.
She's fast.
So
Keren, welcome back. Welcome back. She is back.
Oh my goodness, I'm back. And my phone literally, as Mark was giving me these nuggets of wisdom, my phone was like, it's too hot. It's too hot out here. We got to power down.
Your phone was like, yo, this information is too hot. Take it inside. Take it inside.
Yeah.
So did you get a chance to hear, you didn't get a chance to hear his answer? Right.
Well, I heard just the beginning of it, and I'll be honest with you, we were getting to my favorite part because the last thing I heard was Mark say, and I want to tell you something about you, and that's my favorite topic.
Okay. All right, Mark, would you mind going back to that?
No, absolutely. So what I was saying is that your presence on camera is contagious. And the fact that because you exude excitement about your mission. And so that excitement is something you can leverage in terms of fundraising. So I would encourage you to, when you're doing your TikToks and other things on social media, present people with the opportunity to support the organization as well, right? So make sure you put a link in the bio, all that. You can be using that all the time. Now, to get back to the question I think you had about, what you need to do to sort of build that steady base is we need to look at your infrastructure, and I think that you might want to get into recurring gifts, and you can call it whatever you want. In the public media space, they call it sustainers, whatever it may be, but it's essentially set it and forget it. So you want people to be able to log on, make a gift. Maybe it's $5 a month, $10 a month. Imagine how much money you can raise if you had a lot of donors giving you, gifts in that way. And so when you create that sustainer model, now you have a donor base that now you can actually dive in a little deeper with to build relationships that could lead to larger gifts. But you got to build that base first, and then you have something to build on to make sure that your giving becomes significant down the road.
I love that. I love the idea of a sustainer base. That's awesome.
Yeah, that changes the game, doesn't it, Keren? When you're thinking about,
really does.
Like people like us, right, that love what we do, love the arts. The last thing that we know, again, we need to raise funds, but we just don't have the know-how, right? And now it's time to make us the perfect ED, the super ED, is to concentrate more on that and using our gifts and using our popularity and using like our infectious, aura to not just bring people to the organization, but to raise money so the organization could sustain.
Yep. I mean, passion.
Right.
Yeah, passion just reads well. Like people, they just.
That's
does.
a T-shirt.
Yeah,
that's a
passion
T-shirt right
reads
there.
well.
Passion reads
Trademark
well.
that.
No, it
Trademark
does. I
that.
mean, if you see somebody excited about what they're doing, that means they're excited about serving. And as a result, people want to join in on that excitement and say, you know what? I like what you're doing. I like the impact that you're having. And if you present me with the opportunity,
Right.
I will give.
Now, Keren, look, I'm a advocate for you as a person and what you do. And the
I know you
Bible
are.
says your gift will make room. Would you mind just give them a sample to let them know what they'll be gifting, where their gift will be going? Just a little sample. Would you mind?
Just a little taste. Let's see. What month are we? We're in March now. Okay, we're in March now, and so you know what I'm going to give you? I'm going to give you a little Danny boy for your nerves. Okay.
All right, we're here for that.
All right. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
I love it.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Make sure you go and drop that gift.
That's right.
Off at the door.
That's right.
Okay.
Gimme.
That's right. That's right.
Gimme. Because here's the thing. I'm not an outlier. This is what opera singers do. This is what we're like. We are charismatic. We are big voice energy. We are fun. And I want to bring more of them to Delaware. And so if you become a sustainer, if you support Opera Delaware, you get more of this kind of energy in your community.
Yeah. Wait, did you always have this energy?
Oh, hell yes. Listen, have you met my dad yet, Ivan?
No.
That clown?
No.
We call this man Gilbo Swaggins because he is the swaggiest. He is the swaggiest man. His name is Gilbert. I'm obsessed with him. He comes to the opera in his referee outfit, in a baseball cap.
I love it.
He knows very, very little. He's completely tone deaf, but he's super passionate about it because he sees the joy that it brings to me and my family, and he loves to support it. He is my inspiration for everything, and he has this energy.
I love it. Oh, Keren, thank you so much for hopping back on.
Yes.
I really
I got
appreciate
you.
it. Oh gosh. I got Mark.
I mean,
I'm after old Danny boy, I got
right.
nothing else.
And so literally on that note,
Note.
Yes,
you see what I did there.
I saw that.
I love
Slip
it.
that right in there. Bam, take
Go
that.
to domore24delaware.org and make a gift to the opera today.
Because when you look at it, right? Is Keren still there? She's still there?
Yep.
Look, when you look at it, hey, Keren, look at Wilmington in a whole, right? And you got opera, you have the arts, you have the restaurants, you have DETV telling the story in the news. Like, we are our own small but mighty city, right?
That's right.
That is, and that's growing.
Yeah.
Growing.
That's right.
They said when you can't find parking, that's when you know something good.
Absolutely.
And being here all my life and watching, the status of Wilmington and the growth, I am so proud to be a Delawarean and a Wilmingtonian. So proud. So again,
It's
thank you.
only been a year and a half for me, and I'm so proud. I feel so proud to be a Delawarean.
Dang. When you came here, did you think it was going to be like this? Were you nervous?
It was, I was maybe here for a couple weeks before I knew that this was the spot that I was supposed to be, that
Okay.
everything was kind of guiding me to be here. And it was because I met people like you and my friends in Leadership Delaware. I got to give a shout out to the nonprofit Leadership Delaware that also changed my life. That's another great organization to support. But yeah, it's the people here. It's the nonprofits here. It's the activism here. It's the passion here.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that I think Delaware doesn't see how great it is. And we're going to change that. I want you to see how great you are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Do me a favor, Keren. I'm going to need you to reach out to someone over at Leadership Delaware and send them the link. Tell them to come on.
Yes.
Because we want to make sure that we highlight every dope nonprofit here in the state of Delaware. That cool?
I will.
All right.
Absolutely, I will. I will, absolutely.
All right. Thanks again, Keren. Dennis, do we have someone else on, or can we take a break real quick? Come back after these commercial messages. I've been always wanting to say that.
Yeah.
You know, the commercial messages. We good? We're going to take a break? All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We'll be right back. There's a link in the comments or in the description for Zoom. So if you are a nonprofit that is registered with Do More 24, you have the opportunity to come on, highlight your nonprofit, talk to the guy, the guru, the financial genius, Mark Duncan of thefuncoach.com, right? And ask him any questions about fundraising when it pertains to your nonprofit. And you can I'm letting my platform be for you all. So we will take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hit that link. If you're a nonprofit that was already on, share that Zoom with someone because we're all here to help. All right? It's your main man, Big Ivan.
Mark Duncan of the Fun Coach.
And we'll be right back.
DETV has been Delaware's premium provider of creative digital and broadcasting solutions that bridges communities and connects people. We create great stories for all audiences. We deliver independent news throughout Delaware. We are digital platform innovators. And we develop marketing and sales solutions so you can stay connected to your audience. Now, why do we do what we do here on DETV? We do it because we care. So, keep watching and follow us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, DETV, online, on air, on time.
Still searching for cheap gas prices? Dump the pump and ride DART. You can DART to your destination for only $4 all day. Let DART do the driving while you enjoy our free Wi-Fi available on all buses statewide. While scrolling through your favorite apps, don't forget to download DART's free transit app for real-time bus information and enjoy the convenience of contactless fare payment through DART Pass. So what are you waiting for? Dump the pump and try transit. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interest of those in power. I'm your host, Keren Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
Good morning, Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington.
How did DETV start and how did you get here?
DETV started approximately 10 years ago in the basement of my home. I had an idea to show people of color doing great things, but what happened was I got to the point that I said, I'm gonna just show people all together doing great things. The motto and the moral was to bring people together instead of using media to rip people apart. And doing that, you know, I just did a lot of hard work, a lot of free stuff, a lot of things of just showing people being themselves. I figured that media, and I saw that media wasn't doing that, so I just decided to give it a shot, not knowing that it would bring me to where I am today. I had a great journey doing it, met some amazing people, did some amazing things, worked on some amazing projects, you know, and with just a lot of hard work and a bunch of sacrifice, I'm here today. I done worked on everyone's campaign in the state of Delaware, and now, you know, I'm just doing what I do and doing it with friends. My biggest accomplishment right now would have to be this, hands down, without a doubt. We want to make sure that we inform the community wholeheartedly. So again, they can have all the information that they need. For more information, you can find us at detvch.com. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook under DETV. Be sure to check us out. Tell me what you think.
The Delaware Mortgage Relief Program is still accepting applications. Funding is limited. Apply today. This grant program provides up to $50,000 to qualified Delaware families for eligible housing-related expenses, such as future or delinquent mortgage payments, property taxes, homeowners association fees, or water or sewage fees. Over $20 million has already been dispersed statewide. The Delaware Mortgage Relief Program. Visit online or call 888-303-4324 for more information.
I'm asking for 45 more years.
I'm asking for my baby girl.
I'm asking to see it up and running again.
I'm asking for all of us.
1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Ask about a prostate screening that can detect cancer when it's most treatable, so you can ask for so much more. Visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211 to learn more.
A new beginning, a second chance. Call it what you want, but this is what never giving up looks like. This is what finding someone who believes in you looks like. I thought Goodwill was just a store until a friend told me about Train to Gain through Goodwill's Job Resource Center. After 5 years away, I had a lot of self-doubt and fear about my future, but Goodwill had my back, and today, I love where I work. They matched me with an employer who believes in second chances, and now I have a new start thanks to Goodwill.
To learn more about Goodwill's career development opportunities, call today.
You know the why for state-of-the-art fitness centers and amazing pools.
But we're so much more.
The why is where Delawareans improve their health.
Where our communities get stronger.
Where everyone belongs.
It's where we battle chronic disease.
Where cancer survivors restore their mind and body.
And weight loss goals become lifelong habits.
We are the why.
Good for you and good for the community.
Good morning, Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington.
Welcome back to Good Morning Wilmington. This is your main man, Big Eye, the talk of the town, Mr. DTV, Mr. Positive, Mr. Change the World. I'm adding that on there.
Gotta add it.
And I'm here with my main man,
Mark, the fun coach, Duncan. I'm just taking on the moniker.
I hear you.
I'm just going to take on the moniker.
I hear you.
Because that's what it is.
All right, so fun coach, let me ask you, man. Okay, you've been fundraising for a great time of your life. What is it about fundraising and nonprofits that go together hand in hand?
So for me, the mantra that I often use when I talk about fundraising is that fundraising is not about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that we serve. And so as nonprofit leaders, we all should be bouncing out of bed every morning, seeking to solve the problem we set out to solve, right? Or seeking to change the lives we set out to change, in whatever capacity. And so fundraising, right, those resources are what gives us the ability to be able to do the work and do it bigger and better. And so at the end of the day, it is what drives nonprofit organizations to be successful. I don't care how you get the resources. You can get the resources through in an earned way in terms of being entrepreneurial, or through fundraising, or through fees, whatever that may be. At the end of the day, you are generating these resources so that you can have the desired impact on the lives of the people that you serve.
And speaking of impact and speaking to people we serve, we have the amazing Melanie Daniels on the line. And she is the lady that is behind the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Melanie, how are you?
I am fantastic, and I can't tell you how well said that last conversation was about the work that we do and why we raise money. I will tell you that I have now moved to Vice President of Programs for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, no longer president, but nonetheless committed 110%. And it's when we get those that are interested in this work, we're unapologetic about supporting and advocating for Black women and girls across the state of Delaware, and those that want to support that work and change the lived experiences of those Black women and girls, we want them to contribute to our organization.
Awesome. Let me ask you this, Melanie. Why? What's your why? Not the organization's why, but what is your why?
My why is that I was first a Black girl, now I'm a Black woman, and I know that my life is the better because of those that have poured into me. And so I want to make sure that I spend the time pouring into those women and those girls across the state that don't have anyone that's pouring into them, that don't have anyone that's advocating for them, that don't have anyone that's committed to their better living. I am the person that can do just that.
Who poured into you, Melanie?
Oh my gosh. So, I don't know whose mother doesn't pour into them, because my mom did in a major way. But locally, when I got to Delaware, because I am a transplant, Senator Margaret Rose Henry just picked me up, pulled me up under her wing, and just mentored me in a very special way. And then, of course, as soon as I joined the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, guess what? Ray Jones Avery has poured into me. Kristen Williams Chandler has poured into me. Enid Wallace Sims has poured into me. And they are charter members of the organization. No longer here, Lanice Sills, who is my big sister, has poured into me. And because of them, I am far more committed in this organization than I ever could be.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the organization, because that's what it takes. It doesn't just take a village; it takes a bunch of people that give a damn, right? And all the women that you've mentioned are definitely monarchs in the world today. And I thank God for giving them breath, because before I even knew who they were, I saw what they were doing. Right, and they have been doing some tremendous and amazing things. And now, when you look at the same why that Melanie has, now imagine thousands of women coming together with that same superpower. Yeah. Right. So, all right, okay, I could go on and on talking about my Black women. All right, but Melanie, your organization, what's your goal for Do More 24?
So the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Delaware chapter has a low-hanging fruit goal of $3,000. We are currently about 2/4 of the way, so halfway there. And we would love for those that are advocating for Black women and girls to jump on and oversee our goal of 3,000. But listen, if you can get us there, we are so appreciative.
All right, come on, y'all. Let's make this happen. $3,000. I know some of y'all got that sitting up under the couch somewhere. And again, what we're talking about, right, is a little bit goes a long way, right? So you got me down for 50, right? Can we get the next bidder? Right. You know what I mean? Right. Because people could keep on just 5 here, 10 here, 3,000 here. We got it.
Yep, absolutely.
So Melanie, let me ask you. All right, this is my favorite part of the segment. Is we got the fund coach here. Do you have any question regarding fundraising that this man can answer?
Well, actually, I've gotten a lot of good information from the fund coach in the past. And we have actually been putting into work all that we learned from him. But guess what? I'm going to set up an appointment so that we can get our executive team together and talk to him about raising even more funds. So I look forward to doing that in the future.
Love it, love it, love it. Melanie, thank you so much for doing what you do. I tell you what, you got 30 seconds. Tell people about the organization, where they can find you and all that great stuff.
Fantastic. National Coalition of 100 Black Women, the Delaware chapter. We are ncbwde.org. We are all across the state. So this is the one organization that advocates on behalf of Black women and girls from Newcastle County all the way down to Sussex. We are providing not only programming, but we advocate public policy and we do civic engagement training. We hope that you will look on our website for an opportunity to join in and enjoy the fun.
I love it. Melanie, thank you so much for stopping what you were doing to hop on here on Good Morning Wilmington on the Plaza. Really, really appreciate you.
Always for you, Ivan, always.
All right, man. I see, and that's what it's all about, right? This is community to me.
Absolutely.
Right? Everyone pitching in and just having those mentors that just, before they even know like what you can do in life, they're just, here, let me pour this in you. Let me pour this greatness, and let me pour this self-confidence, and let me pour this grit in you.
And sometimes we don't even, because we're old enough now that we're having that impact,
Seasoned.
right?
Seasoned.
Seasoned. I apologize.
Yes, thank you, brother.
That we are having that impact on those who are coming up, and
Yeah.
we have to be mindful of how we move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we are an example, whether we are in the moment literally teaching someone something,
Yeah.
or they're literally watching
Right.
how we move, because that is what inspires them to take the next step.
Yeah.
In whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah. All right. Who we got up next, Dennis? We have another nonprofit. Joan Beatson is here on. I was going to say on the line. Remember that song? Hey DJ. No. Which one was it? Gosh, I remember. Never mind. Forget it. Because I'll be sitting here doing a whole.
I know. We'll be back in the 80s.
Yeah. One WDAS playlist. Joan. Oh my gosh, Joan, where are you?
Hi guys.
Hey, Joan Beatson, and wow, where are you?
Looks like a concert going on back there.
Guys, I'm at the Grand Opera House, and this is the National Ballet Competition going on right now. It's part of what we do at First Day Ballet Theater. We have 221 competitors from all over the country. They come here for 3 days, and they're competing in front of 9 judges and taking master classes and enjoying the sights of Wilmington and having a great time. So we just started today. This is great timing. And you can see they're doing right now what's called open stage, where they get to practice a little bit. This is the juniors, 12 to 14 classical division, and they're just getting ready to start. So I'm going to have to be quiet soon.
I'm at all. So Joan, what is your position there at the Grand?
I'm the director of advancement. I've been with First Day Ballet Theater since 2009. I started as a teacher, and I was school director, and now I'm doing the marketing and fundraising and general hype human for the ballet.
You said general hype?
General hype human. I like that.
What's that? What is general hype? What is that? I never.
You haven't heard of that? I just made it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just made it up. Right. I'd love to get out in the community and introduce people to the ballet. We do a lot of pop-up performances. We have a professional ballet company. We're artistic partners here at the Grand Opera House with the Delaware Symphony and Opera Delaware. We're based here in the Grand. And we have a company of 21 professional artists that come here from all over the world, actually, to dance here in Wilmington at the Grand. We also have a school. And we do a lot of community outreach, especially with kids in the city of Wilmington.
Do you love what you do?
I do. I'm really passionate about ballet and what dance education can do for children.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because oftentimes when we think about ballet, we think about kids who get into it and we're thinking they're going to get into it and stay in it forever. There are benefits, right, to participating in ballet that have nothing to do with pursuing it as a career. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Most kids who study ballet don't go on to become professionals. I'd say 98% of our students will go on to other things. But what dance teaches kids is self-discipline, cooperation, following directions, coordination, spatial awareness, and really, above all, the feedback that we hear is teamwork. Because to put on a performance, you really have to be part of a team with your fellow performers and everyone behind the scenes. So it's a wonderful way for kids to stay fit too, and keep moving, and really feel confident in expressing themselves.
Wow, I freaking love it. I love it, and most of all, I love when people love what they do.
Yeah.
It makes a heck of a difference. And then my next thing is I love when they do it for the city of Wilmington and for the state.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, what is your goal for Do More 24?
Guys, our goal is 20,000 today.
Okay.
And we are already over 10,000. I think we're all about 11,000. So we're pumped and we feel like we can do this. We have a lot of great supporters. We have our families from.
Oh, did we freeze? I think we froze. So she said their goal is 20,000.
20,000. They're about 11,000 now.
Right.
So a little bit more than halfway there. And she sounded confident that they're going to be able to hit that goal.
It's early in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have like half of it, and you still got 6-7 hours left.
Yep.
You definitely reach out.
Yeah.
Is she back? Okay, Joan, if you can hear us, come back in. We'll make sure we bring you back in. I want to make sure that like when you're looking at, and a lot of things that we had on, people we had on, nonprofits that we had on, were all about the arts.
Yeah.
And that's the movement right now here in Wilmington, right?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Long is supporting the arts like crazy. Oh, we got Joan back. Hey, Joan, you were saying you're just over 11,000, right?
Yes, thank you guys. Sorry about that. Our internet here at the Grand goes in and out sometimes. Yeah, I loved what you said about the arts, because the arts make our city a great place to live. It's what the culture here is what brings our community together and makes it a wonderful place. Yeah. So we're really grateful for your support of the arts.
Now, quick question. Well, again, this is my favorite part of the segment. Do you have a question for the fundraising guru here? Look, he gonna open his doors like, oh.
I'm just here. I'm here to serve.
You have any questions?
Yeah. I'd love to know, how can we get our message out even more? Although I have to tell you, we're really grateful for this opportunity because it's enabled us to raise more funds and raise awareness of First State Ballet. But what can we do to do more?
So I think that if you already have kids involved in your program, I would highly recommend that you leverage them. So ask them to talk about the fact that they're engaged in ballet. Many of them have their own social media platforms, so let them promote the ballet and what you're doing, and that helps to spread the tentacles of your good news out even further. If your board isn't out there spreading the word, either sharing things on their own social media platform, encourage them to do that as well. And then make sure you're consistent with your content. But as a follow-up to that, it's important, and you know this as head of advancement, to get out and engage with individuals who have been supporting the organization and find those that have capacity so that you begin to develop significant relationships with them that will lead to significant gifts. And so it's getting the word out. It starts with the story, right? Everybody thinks they want to go out and raise money. Well, you can't raise money if nobody knows what you do and the impact that you're having on the people that you serve. Ballet, as you shared, has a tremendous qualities that have nothing to do with pursuing a career in ballet. Posture, right? It just
life skills.
When she got on, I actually sat up a little straighter.
I did too. I was
right?
Wait a minute. Was it on your tippy toes?
Well, I don't know that. So I only know a few terms in ballet. Pirouette is
pirouette.
One.
That's what I was great doing.
And my favorite, which has a double meaning, is attitude. Right?
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Love that.
Thank you.
You're correct.
Yes. And speaking of attitude, you don't even, I know you're going to go look that up. While you're thinking about it, I'm going to encourage everybody to go to domore24delaware.org. And if you want to support the ballet, search for them, make that gift today. They're at $11,000 toward a $20,000 goal. And my mantra is goals are minimum. So just if you get to 20 and we still have time left, keep giving.
Keep giving.
Keep giving.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna, before we get out of here, Joan, you got 30 seconds. Go ahead and hit everyone with your ask.
Okay, guys, we need your help today. Today we have an opportunity to match your gift. You can double your gift. We're getting a match from the Delaware Division of the Arts, and this has a huge impact on your community. Whether you participate in ballet class or even go to the ballet, it increases the quality of life for everyone around you and for your community. So we hope you'll support today. You can double your gift today. Easy peasy. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joan, for tuning in and coming on and telling everyone about the amazing thing that you're doing at the Delaware Ballet. I love it, man.
Yes. And she brought up something that is really, really powerful when it comes to fundraising.
Okay.
And that is leveraging a match, right? So, and what's beautiful also is that the Do More 24 platform allows you to actually set that up so that yes, it does. Yes, it does. So let's say you have a $5,000 goal for today.
Okay.
And you find somebody who is willing to match every dollar up to $2,500. In other words, half of it. Right. So really, all you need to now do is raise $2,500, and now that every dollar you raise is being matched by another, and now you're at $5,000.
Easy.
And so leveraging matches is important. Your board can help with that. I always say to organizations, ask your board to come in as a collective with a gift and position it as a match.
Right.
That says two things. One, you're going to get 100% participation from your board. And two, it sends a message to the community that your board is behind this effort and is willing to give of their own money in a significant way. And so they're willing to match the money that comes in from the community.
I love it, man. And it sounds like Delaware Ballet has they have a plan. They have that longevity plan of what you were talking about.
They did the work.
Yeah, it did the work, and it pays off. So, message to new nonprofits and profits that need to start doing the work. Right? Don't get mad. Just now it's time to fix the system, right? And the systems are prepare a year. What did it say? Measure 1,000 times, 100 times, cut once.
Cut once, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And to coin a phrase by Nelson Mandela, to set your mindset is that I never lose. I either win or learn. And so if you're watching this today as a nonprofit organization and you're feeling a little bit of FOMO, right? Because perhaps you didn't do what you needed to do to hit your goal today. I hope that you're learning from this and putting all the pieces in place so that when you do this next year, you see significant gains.
Love it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after these messages. We have some other nonprofits that are actually just jumping on. Jumping on. So we'll be right back. Is that cool, Dennis? All right, I like the way we can just be unorthodox, right? It's just a man in the background like, you can do take a break. We'll be right back after this message. Good morning, Wilmington. And don't forget to support.
The Delaware Mortgage Relief Program is still accepting applications. Funding is limited. Apply today. This grant program provides up to $50,000 to qualified Delaware families for eligible housing-related expenses, such as future or delinquent mortgage payments, property taxes, homeowners association fees, or water or sewage fees. Over $20 million has already been dispersed statewide. The Delaware Mortgage Relief Program. Visit online or call 888-303-4324 for more information.
I'm asking for 45 more years.
I'm asking for my baby girl. I'm asking to see it up and running again.
I'm asking for all of us.
1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Ask about a prostate screening that can detect cancer when it's most treatable, so you can ask for so much more. Visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211 to learn more.
A new beginning, a second chance. Call it what you want, But this is what never giving up looks like. This is what finding someone who believes in you looks like. I thought Goodwill was just a store until a friend told me about Train to Gain through Goodwill's Job Resource Center. After 5 years away, I had a lot of self-doubt and fear about my future. But Goodwill had my back, and today, I love where I work. They matched me with an employer who believes in second chances. And now, I have a new start thanks to Goodwill.
To learn more about Goodwill's career development opportunities, call today.
You know the why for state-of-the-art fitness centers and amazing pools.
But we're so much more.
The why is where Delawareans improve their health.
Where our communities get stronger.
Where everyone belongs.
It's where we battle chronic disease.
Where cancer survivors restore their mind and body.
And weight loss goals become lifelong habits.
We are the why.
Good for you and good for the community.
Good morning, Wilmington. I say good morning, Wilmington.
Welcome back to Good Morning Wilmington. This special episode is dedicated and brought to you by Do More 24. Mark, what do you think, man? We over here ordering lunch. We ordering lunch right before the countdown. So all we're talking about, we're like a chicken salad, 5, 4, mayonnaise.
To be clear now, I'm not ordering the chicken salad. It's him.
Oh, yeah, he's straight vegan.
I don't. Yes.
All right, Do More 24, man. We have made a lot of headway bringing in nonprofits here on DETV's platform. And one thing that we with the nonprofits, I just got a text message from someone said thank you so much for this information.
Good.
It's definitely timely, and you know one of the things that nonprofits struggle with, and I don't like to use the word struggle, is fundraising.
Yeah.
Right, and fundraising is the bloodline of a nonprofit organization. Would you agree?
Absolutely, and it's the very thing that organizations know they need to do, and some are just don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Some spend their time in what I call lopsided fundraising. So you go to my website, you will see at the very first paragraph, do you want to learn how to raise money?
What's the website?
Thefundcoach.com.
Okay.
And, I talk about in a little bit of tongue in cheek about grants, golf tournaments, and galas, right? I call them sort of the 3 Gs, because those are the things that many organizations go to first. They'll go to events, they'll do bake sales, they'll do anything that actually requires a lot of work and probably yields the least results. Right? That's what I call lopsided fundraising.
Okay.
So let's take a golf tournament, for example, and I'm not saying you don't do any of these things. I'm saying that this has to be part of a comprehensive fundraising strategy. It can't be what you lean on. Okay, so if you're leaning heavily on grants, that's not a good strategy.
Oh, wow.
If you're leaning heavily on events, that's not a good strategy. You should be creating a strategy that is very well rounded. So if you're leaning on an event, and let's say it's a golf tournament, and you spend 6 to 8 months planning that golf tournament, and at the end of the day, maybe you net $15,000. Okay, but if you spent that 6 to 8 months building relationships with people who have capacity, you know how many $15,000 gifts you can get in 6 to 8 months?
Yeah.
Several.
Yeah.
Right? Tenfold.
Yeah. Especially what I'm finding out too, Mark, is a lot of organizations need to leverage social media the correct way. And like the days of the Donnelly directory are out the window, right? The knocking on doors of, hey, would you buy this Encyclopedia Britannica? It's done and over with.
Right.
More now that you could actually sit, right, and use something like Constant Contact or HubSpot, right, and create that fundraising funnel,
right,
if you will.
Right, and the social media piece is what you can leverage to be able to tell that compelling story that I talk about, right? Yeah. So most of the time we're telling that story face to face, but if we can spread the word faster, use social media to do that, and then the follow-up from that is what allows you to get those bigger gifts and smaller gifts, right, in the door.
But you know what, and some of the problem here, right, is, again, chef, cook, bottle washer, right? Some of these smaller nonprofits, they don't have the bandwidth to have a fundraising department, to have a social media department, to have, a community department. They're doing everything. What advice would you give the person that needs to have fundraising, social media, community involvement?
Right.
What advice would you give them to start?
So, I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't mention what I do, right?
Okay.
And so I am a fundraising coach, and I got into this business because I wanted to help leaders of small to mid-sized nonprofit organizations who do not have in-house fundraising support and help them and empower them with the skill and confidence to secure significant gifts from wealthy donors. Now, you may say, well, we don't have any wealthy donors. And I'm going to look at you and say, yes, you do. You just don't know who they are.
Wow.
Okay? These
Wow.
are people that are giving to your organization
Right.
Already. You just haven't done the work to uncover who those folks are that have capacity and then take the steps to bring those bigger gifts in the door.
Right.
And so to your point, get help, whether it's from me or anyone else, right? To be able to understand how day to day you can do what you need to do to build your fundraising base that will lead to a strong base of small gifts that will lead to larger gifts down the road.
Right.
This isn't rocket science. It really isn't. It really is just about putting the work in and being consistent about it so that you can see success. It does not fall out of the sky, and it does not happen overnight, even though sometimes it appears that way. Seriously, I mean, and I, the news has a lot to do with that. I go back to the Spelman gift. Everybody got excited about the Spelman gift, $100 million. That did not just happen the night before they announced it. That was in the works. This was by design. And so you have to put the work in. If you want to see transformational gifts come to your organization, if you put the work in, it will happen. I guarantee you it will happen.
All right, we got Jessica Broken Ball up. Where you at? I'm so excited to talk to her. She's the executive director of Nerded Cares, which provides communities with technology skills and support. Jessica, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, you know each other?
Absolutely. Oh, we talk.
Yeah, Mark is,
We talk.
he is the man. He's not out here just sharing knowledge. He's sharing gems.
Selling gems.
What's
that on your shirt? What should I say on your shirt? Internet and devices.
For us, it's all about inclusion and making sure that there's equity out there as it relates to all things technology. So, we're representing that in a major way, as we continue to evolve and impact the community and continue offering additional programming. So, we want to make sure that devices get into the right hands of people, and those hands are individuals who don't have a device. We want to make sure that individuals who have an interest in technology have a direct pathway into training and access to that training so that they can get that job in technology where it might not be feasible because of where the individual may come from, what their background is, or just life in general. And we provide that opportunity of hope. So Nerded Cares is a solution for many. We're providing access to training that's helping individuals land jobs in technology locally. And we're also getting devices out in the street to ensure that people have working devices to really eliminate this digital divide and give people a fair opportunity to engage in society so communities can thrive.
Hey, Jess, I want to talk about, and that's great. I remember when Nerded Cares, when it first opened, when it first started. I also remember, when Marquivas put together, he had this crazy idea. I want to talk to you about impact, right? Because what I found out, and again, I wasn't always an executive director of a nonprofit, right? I was a guy that created stuff. What I want to know, what I heard from Thayer a long time ago was impact. What impact is Nerded now making on the community, and how is it going? And even give me something on a personal that touched you.
Sure. So I'll share this with you. We call it magic, the magic that happens in our classroom. The magic that happens that makes me feel really good in our classroom when we talk about impact are students from different backgrounds, different walks of life, leaning over, seeing a fellow peer who might be in need of support, who might be hungry, who just didn't run out for lunch, who might be a little quiet in the classroom and not engaging. I've watched students say, hey, come over here, let's study together. Hey, are you having a tough time on that test? I am too, let's get together and study. And this is something that happens in our classroom very organically. We have a great instructor who has the ability to create such a warm environment where Synergy just has no choice but to evolve. Another instance, and this is my favorite story, is a gentleman who came to our program working at Target. He lived on the Route 9. He lives on the Route 9 corridor, and we all know the Route 9 corridor is a very special place and an area that we all want to help and support. He was working at Target, making about $30,000 or so, came to our program 16 weeks later, landed 3 certifications, and now is a network engineer making $87,000.
And where was he working?
At Target.
So tell people, what does that do to a bloodline? You know what I mean?
Exactly where I was going. Thank you so much. It's the generational impact, right? And that's what our mission talks to. Our mission talks to using technology to create generational impact, removing technology divides, and most importantly, shifting our families and our communities. Because it just takes one individual, one head of household, to increase their salary as such, to begin looking at life completely different. Now they're positioned to become a homeowner. Now they're positioned to become someone who's interested in stocks and investing, really looking at the longevity of their family and looking at the trajectory of their generations. And when we talk about impact, we're talking about the ripple effect through the communities. And that is how we're impacting our community. It's very simple. We are a solution to a problem for people who want jobs, and an access point for technology. A lot of organizations are doing some really great stuff. We're really meeting people where they are in a really grassroots way. The individuals that come to our program are from marginalized communities or have marginalized backgrounds. And that's a very fair distinction, because you can have an individual come to our program who might live in Hockessin. However, he might live in an apartment in Hockessin and may have a disability that has not allowed him a fair shot at entering any type of career in technology. We're providing those opportunities.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Jess, we got a little bit of time left. Do you have a question for the fun coach?
What's the $1 million question everybody wants to know, right? The $1 million, how do we get to the bag, right? How do we get, hey, Nerdy Cares is the best organization, and we see them as a solution, right? So what does that look like? How to invest in our organization, how to partner with us, how to become a stakeholder with us. There's when I talked to Mark in the past, there's not only one ask, right? There's several asks. But if Mark had the opportunity to give us the secret sauce, to have one conversation to make that person feel like I want to talk to her again. What's that secret sauce?
Good question.
So, I mean, just listening to you tell that story that you just told about the gentleman who went from from Target to where he is now, that's your secret sauce. It's your story, right? So now you just have to leverage that story and parlay it into presenting people with an opportunity to give, right? Do you want to see more of this in the community? Do you want to see more instances like this gentleman? This is what it's going to take. And make sure that you're tying the dollars to that too. Because one thing that I didn't hear you say is, what was the investment financially on the part of Nerdy Cares? What does it cost to support an individual to get them from Target to an $87,000 a year job? What is that investment? You've got to be able to tell that story. It helps donors connect those dots so that they can actually see themselves making that difference. Okay, so that's got to be part of your story as well. And of course, just as you know, it's telling the story and then getting in front of the right people and presenting them with the opportunity to give. Right? There are 5 reasons why people give to nonprofit organizations. 1, because of the reputation of the organization. So that's, and now I'm going from 5 up, right? So number 5 would be that. Number 4 would be for taxes, right? People think that, because we're 501c3, people want the tax exempt status. That really only falls to number 4, in my opinion. Number 3, because there's some connection to the mission. Right? Whether they're personally connected, a family member is personally connected, that is number 3. Number 2, because it feels good.
Right.
When you tell a story like the story you just told about that. When I'm listening, I'm like, man, that feels good. Okay, if I, were giving to support something like that, it would make me feel good because I could see what I did come to fruition.
Right.
The number one reason?
Talk to them.
Is because they were asked. That is the number one reason why people give, is because they were asked.
They were
and
asked.
So you cannot assume, right, that just because you tell a story, you put it out on social media, and you sit back and like, well, why aren't people giving, or why isn't so-and-so giving to us? Go ask them.
Yeah.
Go ask them.
I love
Absolutely.
it. Jessica, thank you so much for stopping by the plaza. You got 30 seconds to tell people that hit your pitch. All right, you ready?
Thank you so much. For us, we want to make a difference in the community. We want to address the ills that you see as you're engaging in the city of Wilmington, folks walking around during the day, looking as though they're not engaged, some of the hopelessness that we see in our communities, and the opportunity for everyone to have an equitable shot at a career and living and gaining a livable wage and being able to provide for their family. And we want to provide marginalized individuals with the opportunity not only to engage in technology, but get a job, shift that generational pattern, shift our communities, and allow our communities to have a fair shot like all the other communities do. So for us, it's all about the fair shot. It's all about the opportunity, and it's all about that job that's going to shift the generational patterns of that family, which will result in a domino effect in our communities. Thank you, Ivan, and thank you, Mark, so much for having us and doing this great work you're doing in the community. Do more for 24. I'm choosing Nerdy Cares. I'm encouraging you to do the same thing too.
Awesome.
She said, boy, she put that together, didn't she?
Did.
I love it. I love it. But again, I love to watch people do what they love to do.
And it's clear.
And it's clear. The vision, what the Bible say, write the vision, make it plain.
Yep.
And it's clear. Jessica, thank you so much for stopping by the plaza. We really appreciate you. What's that website for Nerdy Cares and social handles?
That's right. So we are Nerdy Cares on all social media handles, and our website is nerdycares.org.
Appreciate it. Woo! Thank you. This has been phenomenal. If you're just tuning in, you can rewind if you like, because you don't want to miss these amazing nonprofits and these amazing capeless superheroes as they just fly around Wilmington and Delaware, making Delaware a better place and a place full of impact. So what you think?
I'm just going to say we'd be remiss if we did not take this opportunity one more time to remind those of you who are watching this that in order for what you just saw was made possible because DETV has this platform. DETV doesn't have this platform without support from people like you. So go to domore24.org, search for the DETV Foundation, and make a gift today. If you want to see more of this, you've heard about some of the programs that are coming up, and it takes a village to be able to make this happen. And so give to DETV Foundation today. Go to domore24delaware.org. Look for an organization that you want to support. My 3 favorite organizations, okay? DETV, absolutely.
My man.
You heard me talk about the Community Education Building. If it weren't for the Community Education Building, I would not be here. And the other is the Center for Spiritual Living Delaware.
Yeah.
Okay? An outstanding organization. They have a small goal today of $4,000 to support their family and children's programming. And I would highly encourage you to go search for them, see what they're about. I will tell you, I'm a proud new member of this community, and I'm excited to be supporting them. And so I would encourage you to go to them as well. But give today.
Yeah.
Give today. All of you are watching, give today. You're watching this on the replay, right? Give now.
Give now.
That's right. You may be watching this at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not too late. Just because you didn't see this live doesn't mean that the campaign isn't still running. So give today.
Right. There you have it. And you know what? The thing about it, Mark, is that this platform, we create everything from kids shows, kids programming, to political shows. We even have cooking shows.
Yep.
And we're also focusing on local sports. So remember back in the day, I don't think you were here, but we had Channel 2 News. And Channel 2 News told the whole story, and athletes would be happy to see themselves on Play of the Week, and that's what we're doing here on DETV. So be sure, again, like what Mark said, is we need your support to keep this vision and keep this mission going, because when you think of it, we are providing so much information, not just to Delaware, but also to underserved and communities that are getting information, and they are now able to make a concise, a better thought or better decision out of the information that they didn't get in a long time, that we didn't get in a long time. So it's here now. We have Spanish shows, we have shows for our Haitian Creole population, we have shows for you. So whatever you like, public access TV is here to stay. DETV is here to stay. And we are here to what? Make an impact on our community, bridge communities, but most of all, just be humans, be good humans. All right, that cool?
That is cool.
That's cool. It is your main man, Big I, the talk of the town, founder and creator of DETV.
And I'm Mark Duncan. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, visit my website at thefundcoach.com. You can subscribe to my video series if you want more information like this in your inbox on a weekly basis. Check it out. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, thanks for coming. We got to do this again.
Absolutely.
We got to.
Absolutely.
Because I've really seen something. This is something that we can help the community even more.
That's why I'm here.
All right. We love it. DETV Delaware, we love y'all.